Hello everyone, Digfig here and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about State of the Game episode 121. This is probably my 400th attempt to make this video. I've never made a video like this before. I'm trying really hard not to rant about the difficulty in the matchmaking, but I just keep finding myself in a rant. So here's another take at this. First, they talked about the NPCs rushing us and being hyper aggressive, which they are doing. It is absolutely ridiculous, but they did say it's a new bug, not a repeat of an old bug, and that they are aware of it, and it's one of their top priorities, and they're trying to fix it. That's good news, because it is obnoxious having an entire heroic mission run straight at you, so that is very good news to hear that they are trying to fix it. Now, the next big thing they talked about was that they're not increasing the they're not decreasing the difficulty of the raid, and they're not introducing matchmaking. There's a lot of people mad about matchmaking, but I, for one, think it's a good thing they don't have matchmaking, and I don't just say that because I have an 8-man group. We haven't cleared the raid ourselves, so don't think it's like, oh, this guy can fucking do it so he doesn't understand, because we can't. We're struggling hard because our gear sucks. But it's not hard to find a group. There's tons of people on the Discord looking for it, in the Division Discord, there's the Reddit people looking for it, and there's also forums of people looking for raid groups. This takes a little bit of time. And there's other games where if you want to raid, you have to put in a little bit of time and find a raid group. And to be honest, this raid I don't think could be completed with a total group of strangers in a pub group, because it requires a lot of communication, a lot of teamwork, assigning roles, and staying on top of your things. And I've been in a lot of groups that have struggled with challenging mode, never mind the raid, and they would just be a terrible experience to try and pug that raid. And I'm sorry for all those guys that really want it, but you need to just suck it up, put in the extra time to find a halfway decent group that can communicate with each other online. And there's really no other way around it, because if you were just bugging it, you're not going to get anywhere, and you're just going to have a really, really bad time. Now for the difficulty. This is where I find myself running a liar, so we're going to try and keep this smooth. I do not think they should make it easier. I am enjoying the challenge, I am enjoying fighting for it, and I'm enjoying having a reason to strive to gear up. And the fact that there are groups that have beaten it in 23 minutes with good gear, with coordination and stuff, means it's not a hard raid. It's really easy. We just all kind of suck, and our gear kind of sucks, and we need to get better at it. Now, that leads me to the point I have about gear, which is it needs to be easier to gear up. I ground gear for I don't know which one's right there, but I grinded gear for about 70 hours prior to the raid coming out, 5 to 6 days ahead of time, once we found out there wasn't going to be any 515 gear. And I got this complete build, and by got this complete build means it's kind of functional in that time period, because I wanted to try this for the raid, and the patch broke all my previous builds, so I had to basically build a build from scratch. But it still was not ready for the raid. There was nothing I could do about that when it was in that really base early stage. Let's say I got on the first day. Then the next 60 to 70 hours, I was min-maxing it, and I maybe got it about halfway to where I want it. And it got to a point where I would grind for 20 plus hours, and I don't mean just play, I mean actual killing things and trying to get loot, for about 20 hours per piece of gear I was getting that was maybe an upgrade or kind of a side grade. And I think I have 1 to 2 perfect pieces for this build. Given they're not the highest rolls, they could actually be higher and better. Ooh, I'm almost dead here, sticking around talking to you guys. And that is unacceptable. I have people that are like super ridiculously built, and it has taken them nowhere near as long as it's taken me or other people. I'm in the top 3% of items looted, and so are some of my friends. We're like 9,000 plus items looted, and there's just not that many people in the game that have looted more. And none of us have done builds. None of us have these crazy min-max battles, except for that one person who we're not going to talk about because his luck can go fuck himself. It's unacceptable. It's terrible. And any casual, and I don't mean that in defense, I mean anyone who has a job, wife, kids, and just can't play all day, doesn't even stand a chance at getting geared. It would take them so much time to get geared for the raid, and that's where they need to make an adjustment. They need to let us focus on a piece of gear somehow. They need to make it so, let's say I want a wyvern backpack, like the hyenas are more likely to drop that gear set, so I have some way to try and focus what I want instead of just everything dropping from everywhere, except for the some gear that only drops in PvP. But the loot pool is just so big. It is so unrealistic to get fully geared out for some people, and it's just ludicrous. It's insane. And if they could make a way to focus some stuff and people can get builds set up and done right, the raid would be a lot easier. A lot of people would be happier. A lot more people would be able to complete it. And holy crap, that's a much steeper ladder than I thought it was. And I think it would just overall improve just about everything if they could just change it that way. Then the people have easier gear, and you'd be able to get the raid done, and no one would be complaining. That's where I keep ranting. I think that's the shortest. I've tried not to rant on it, even if it wasn't fully coherent. Short of it is, make it easier for people to get geared to do the raid, and no one will be that mad about it, as it's ridiculous right now. And to even think about getting more than one build completely min-maxed is just absurd. But then there's nope. Don't go on a rant about it, Chris. Keep moving. Moving on. The next things they talked about was weapon damage not working and your weapons turning invisible. They have acknowledged it. They know it's a thing. They said they fixed some of the culprits of it and it's going to be in the next patch, but it's still going to be happening. And it's one of their top priorities and they're working on it. Which, good for them. Glad they're staying on top of it. It's a big bug. It keeps happening to me. The weapon invincible. Weapon not doing damage isn't so frequent, but it does happen occasionally. And it is very obnoxious and it gets you killed. I actually lost a few heroic missions because of it. And the final thing they talked about a little was the next major upgrade, T4 I think it's called, and that they are doing the new specialization, new content, which will be not a raid, not another. They did say they look forward to doing more raids, so there will be more raids. But they said there is new content coming that for the people that don't want to raid or cannot raid. So that's really good news. Hopefully some new missions or incursions or something along that lines like they did to the first one. I look forward to that. Bring back survival mode, please. They also talked that it will be on the playtest server, which is really good. It helps stomp out more bugs. Not all the bugs, but a lot more bugs for this update. And it was fun playing on the PTS. And all in all, it was a short episode. Nothing too major. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry about my rant in the middle. I could talk about the whole looting system in this game for a long time and that you need to be able to focus somehow, but that's for a whole nother day. I really do appreciate you guys watching me roam around, kill things in the sewers while I talk about it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.